Hello, I'm Felicia Caruthers, and I'm here to talk to you about my Section 2. Context. The grade levels that I teach are 11th and 12th graders. I teach entrepreneurship, marketing level 1, and leadership. The class I will focus on today's topic will be my leadership class. What makes these students unique is that they are leaders of one club, of many clubs, athletic teams, and co-curricular clubs that have come together in one class to enhance their leadership styles. All year long, we have been discussing their leadership traits and characteristics. We have looked at world leaders, local leaders, and leaders within our own school. They have crafted SWOT analysis for themselves as leaders and have done a lot of role playing and research on what makes them a good leader. This has brought us up to our culminating project, personal branding. Some of the essential understandings and contact standards, we are discovering their brand. They will do this through surveys and polling. I believe this is a good indicator for some of the performance tasks and context standards. One standard would be the graphing standard and also the standard for creating surveys. They will design a survey, decide what they want to have on their survey. They will have their fellow parents and people who they trust take those surveys. The surveys are done through SurveyMonkey. They will also look at polling and decide from their classmates what their traits are as far as leadership, what's good and what's bad about them. They go through a self-evaluation where they do online statistics that says what type of leader they are, what type of person they are, what things that they like. They initially do one for themselves, and then they turn around and they ask questions or do a survey with other people. And then they analyze those different things that people have said versus what they felt that they were, how they felt that they were being perceived. They analyze it with drawings, they analyze it through data, and then they turn around and interpret that data and then they turn around and present the results back to the class. They also go through and create their brand through business cards, email addresses, they do resume, cover letters, references, portfolios. When I started this particular project, I wanted the students to walk away with a set of goals that would enhance their lives once they left high school and beyond. It is more along the lines of career project with a focus on the student understanding their brand. Another objective I wanted them to do is to be able to effectively communicate and network with others that share the same goals. The last objective is for them to be clear about who they are and understand how having a strong personal brand can provide professional opportunities. The end product I wanted them to see is a Gloster portfolio or a website of their new personal leadership brand. And these are the things that they incorporate into that website. There will be a business card, an email address, a resume, cover letter, reference document, a portfolio. They would have to promote their brand. They would use blogs, websites, Wordle, logos, create logos through different software packages, social media profiles, and video resume in the personal style, which is their wardrobe. The learner-centered instruction. I post essential questions such as, how do you market yourself at your value to others? What sets you apart on your minds and your team members? How are you perceived by others? What the students are expected to answer by the end of the project. Our questions via hashtags. We bring in guest speakers. They come in and the students tweet their questions to them via hashtag. I set up so they tweet on waves and encourage them to build off of each other as far as networking with these speakers that come in. I encourage them to interact with the speakers for networking purposes and also internships. Later we use Skype to communicate with admissions officers from universities where they ask questions to get better insight as to what a university would like for them to have. I utilize the article Personal Branding 101 from Mashable.com as a guide for students' portfolio. The next role of the learner is to utilize the Microsoft Office suite to produce different assessments. They will generate videos, audio, images, anime, databases, background information with primary sources, and current information and survey generated in various web applications to complete their requirements for their portfolios. They are required to, we have a BYOT initiative, which is bring your own technology. So students have an opportunity to, no matter what type of technology they bring, we try to do is for a lot of web apps so they can have access to the things that we're doing in class at home. For instance, the data that they have to bring back for their surveys, they go home, they ask their parents what they think about them and what type of impression that they give to them, what type, are they perceived. They ask their teammates, they ask their friends, and then they use that information at home and gather it into a constructive presentation and bring it back to us. Technology is essential to the lesson. There are plenty of tools you can use to stretch to create the portfolio. We choose a platform that's right for them and the type of work that we intend for them to show. Their portfolio can have some personality, just we don't let it to be distracted or take away from the primary function where it's highlighting their work. We ask them to do that through blogging, Tumblr, we use Tumblr, WordPress, and other websites that are useful. We try to use like Wiki and some free ones as well. It says I opt for their own domain. I ask them to opt for their own domain name. It is a standard in when they create industry to have their own name as a website URL. Once their portfolio is ready to be viewed, we promote it on with the email signature, the resumes, business cards, LinkedIn. The class and I decide together what the best branding portfolio will look like, and we create a rubric together that we all agree upon that covers the objectives I initially presented at the beginning of the project. Thank you.